Hey fellow exiles, in this video we're going to take a look at doing a level 15 or tier 15 map, but more importantly we're going to teach you how to do this by picking up your own gear. So you'll be able to go into a T15 map like this, just walk through it. You don't have to worry about getting killed. Even rare mobs, you can pretty much just sleep right through it and let them die around you. You don't have to do anything but just exist in the map and travel through. Now, to do this, we start off making a new character. Kill that guy, get the weapon, equip it, and okay, I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to walk you through every single thing that I pick up and everything I do. You've seen my video. If you haven't, I'll put a link to a video where I use skeletal mage storm mages. I couldn't think of storm mages. Skeletal storm mages to pretty much walk through all the maps, tier 15, tier 16 maps. And you can do it too. You don't need to buy a bunch of expensive gear, and I'm just going to concentrate on the passive tree. I'll be concentrating on looking for minion damage and just going to kill a quick boss back here. This is the first boss, and I started over at level 1 to show you that you can do it without cheating. So I'm not going to use no death. Boom, got right through it. Just the minions, because the minions are great, but I'm not going to use any of the currency that I have. Now this first boss, after you live clear fell, the witch, you got to kill her, pick up the gear, kill her again, pick up the gear. That's important. We're going to look at things like that, because I'm not going to cheat and use any of my currency. I'm just going to use currency I get. So we take these yellows and these blues and the whites, whatever we got that we can't wear, we take the upgrades that we can get, and the rest of it, just in case you're a new player, you're just going to sell it to NPC shop to get you some gold. The reason why is every time you hit a level, you want to run straight back to the NPC shops. Make sure you do, and check for gear and pick up any upgrades that you see or any potential upgrades. So you want to keep selling that useless gear, but you don't want to just stick to selling the gear. That's great for being able to buy a few pieces. What you want to do mostly is go to her. Now, each act has a different NPC that does this. Most of you are probably aware. If not, this is what you can do. You just dump the yellows and the blues, the yellows that you don't need, the blues you don't need or can't use for whatever reason. Oh, nice. +1 to minion skills. Now, if you get a +1 to minion skills scepter early, that's great. That's awesome. Hold on to it. See if you can improve it over time. I actually picked all of this up. Everything that you see, I'm just going to pick up gear, and I'm just going to use the crafting system to craft gear a little bit. But as you sell those, as you disenchant those items, you're going to get regal shards, and eventually you'll get a regal orb. Once you get 10 shards, it becomes a regal orb. Now, I do have, as you can see, plenty of other currency and plenty of currency, but, well, actually not plenty. A lot of people would see this currency and laugh, because there's not 50 divines in there. But as you can see, I'm upgrading the gear, specking out a little bit. But the gear that I have, as I said, it's all stuff that you find. Everybody's going to get currency as you go along. So if I only had this currency, and this is the only currency I have, and I never get past regal shards, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick to what I have. But throughout the course of running some maps, if I end up picking up, I don't know, 50 exalts, then I may do a trade there if I can get something cheap that's going to help me out quite a bit. Now, once you do Freyhorn, you're going to get the option of picking up your first charm if you haven't picked one up off the ground already. Very handy. I recommend you go with a charm that either prevents freezing or something else, probably freezing for Act 1, because different acts have different levels of or different resistances that you need to gear up for. So the charm that stops you from freezing is the best one for Act 1, so I recommend picking that up. Now after you do, there's a little event here, because you'll see the I believe it's 3 on Act 1, and you'll be able to get some possible gear upgrades there. Not likely. I've not gotten anything good myself really, but you want to upgrade, You want to make sure you got your skills upgraded. And if you pick up any lesser jeweler's orbs, you can use those to enhance your skill gems to be able to add some more support gems to them. That'll help out in the long run, but it'll help out immediately too, especially with the minions. But again, all this gear is either gear that I've picked up, gear that I've purchased from Finn, who we just rescued. Once you rescue Finn, you'll have Finn in town. And this is the main boss of Act 1. But Finn will actually sell you random gear. Now this boss has a few different stages. It's a very hard boss. I'm actually, as you may have seen when I was looking at my gear, I'm level 16. I checked that gear right before I did this boss. I'm under-geared and I am underpowered, so this takes a very long time to kill the boss. So as you can see, I've sped it up blindingly fast just so we can get through it quickly. And you can see my hit points jumping around, my energy shield jumping around, but I was safe. Now, it takes forever for that boss to drop any gear because there's a cinematic it goes through. But again, here's the gear that I had at level 16, which are supposed to be level 18, and my passive tree is extended out a little bit. But as you can see, I am following the passive tree that I initially used in the other build, and again, I will link out to that build. But really, that's it. This is just a quick, easy way for you to follow along and look for the gear and start building your character. You don't have to worry about currency. I know currency is a little bit of an issue for some people, and starting out, some of these bosses can be really hard. I do recommend finding a guide and following the guide. But as I said, with the minion build, I'm just following minion damage and making sure that every level I go check the NPCs for any gear upgrades. Any yellows I don't need, like these, I just pop them over and disenchant them and get the shards out of it and use those to upgrade or enhance the equipment that I actually did pick up and start using. And it's going to go a long way into Act 1 and Act 2. I'm beating Act 1 2 levels sooner than I should have. The first time I ran through this, I do believe I was level 20 or level 19 on my first character going through, and learning the mechanics of it was a little tough. Now I do have the mechanics down, so it's a little bit of an advantage this time around, but at the same time, the minions did everything for me. I just had to stay alive and run in circles long enough for the minions to do the work. And it's going to be about the same thing on tier 15 maps, tier 16 maps, except the minions are going to kill everything, even bosses, a lot faster. So if you want to do a minion build and try to get through to the end game with as little actual effort as possible and with as little currency as possible, follow along. I'm going to put out more guides like this, and let me know what you want to see. Next I'm going to do Act 2. But let me know if there's anything you want me to focus on besides gear and trying to grab the gear and showing you my gear upgrades as I go. But thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. Until next time.